All right, January 1939, turn number 6. I'm gonna do a summary of everything. I will at the end have some rolls for the Japanese attacks. You don't have to watch them if you want to skip them. When I get to the end there, I'll do everything else first, and I mean my incomes I'll have to do after. But I've rolled everybody's tech rolls, moved every combat move, placed everybody. So, all right. So the U.S. is allowed to do nothing because it doesn't make $15. It only makes 11. So it can't move any of its boats. Can't move any guys anywhere except for in the continental U.S. That's the stuff between Canada and Mexico on both sides of the map. That's it. So it's built an elite marine on both sides. So now it's got 4 elite marines on each side. It's a start. Let's see. Let's go to Spain here for a second. Everybody failed their recruitment rolls. I thought about attacking something with these guys, but instead I lend-leased a second tank from the Germans because it's got less likelihood of getting shot down by a fighter, and it's almost the same money. And then the Italians lend-leased a light tank this time. So they should be able to do something next turn. I just turtled with them. And because their forces are so large and it's an attack in the mountains with all infantry, nothing happened the other way around, so that's sitting there. Germany has built 1 extra tank here, 2 tanks here. That's all they did otherwise. They haven't done any other non-combat moves. Everything's pretty much more or less where they want it to be. They do have their submarines. They got 3 of them here along with a coastal sub. They got another one down here in 114. And they got 1 here in 83. The Italians did combat and non-combat move everything in the transports. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is legal. I think it is, but I'm not sure. There's 1 transport. Yeah, it is legal. 1 transport, non-combat or combat moved into Albania. 2 mountain troops. I don't know, 1 mountain troop. 2 transports did that. There's a chance I have 2 fighters stuck in the water. Everything else would have non-combat moved here. I'm going to have to confirm that. If anybody happens to know, that'd be cool. Because I got an aircraft and a mountain in each of these 2 transports that landed there. And those aircraft may be trapped here, or can they also non-combat somewhere else? Same sea zone, so I'm fairly certain they can. I just wanted to confirm that. Alright, Russia did a few more moves. They're setting themselves, otherwise Italy finished their factory here in Rome. So they now have 2 majors. But because they finished it at the end of this turn, they couldn't use it to roll for a tech. So next turn they'll get 2 rolls. Kind of like building stuff. Russia is setting itself up for a possible Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. And it's been building artillery to match the motorized infantry they already have. Kind of moving them around. A few moves over here. Far East Command has... Oh, let's go over Britain. Britain did a little bit of stuff. Britain scattered a few infantry around here in the islands here and built 4 infantry in there. They also placed this light carrier and had the plane sitting there waiting for the carrier to get placed in non-combat move, and canceled their map. And they also moved this other light carrier that was here to here, along with a battle cruiser and a light cruiser and a destroyer on escort duty. There's a bunch of subs. You kind of got to start getting yourself prepared for it. You lose all your money. That's why I got escorts on most of this line here. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what I would do on either side of that yet. It all depends on the turn. Alright, Australia did not build another infantry this time. They built 2 militia here on New Britain and New Guinea. Now, the CCP, actually Russia built themselves a rail here across the mountain, in here so they could start affecting Lend-Lease. The CCP can now buy artillery because they are neighboring Russian-owned, and they're at war with Japan, which is a major. Same thing with KMT, which is why they bought these two artillery. KMT, that's the only placement they did. They also moved some units that were here, a mountain and 2 infantry into here as a reinforcement. Now, that would obviously be after these attacks happen. So, Japan takes 5 SNFL Marines and 1 regular one from Hopei and Shangtung via 3 transports. Everything's actually currently based here, so it's all going to end here again. I just have it up here separated. So those 6 units get swung out into same C-Zone 54 and land at a mountain border in Hunan, the border of the mountain here. The aircraft that are on the carriers will be joining this fight, 2 fighters and a tactical. These 3 fine fellows walked over from Shangtung, and they're crossing a river into Hunan as well. So everything that's attacking on the land is going to be -1 for round 1 only, and then back to normal. And the bombardment's going to be all the heavy stuff I have, 2 battleships, battle cruiser, and 3 cruisers. 1 to match each dude landing. Alright, now what else happened? The 3 guys that wrote everything that was in the city of Peking, 5 infantry, a light tank, and a cavalry is attacking, what is that? Xuan, I'm guessing. I'm probably butchering this totally. And then also from Rihi, I have another 3 infantry and a light tank coming in there. So that's all going into Hunan, along with the 2 fighters and 2 tacticals from Korea. Whew, a lot of talking on this here. And then these units here, for whatever was previously in Hopei, walked over into Shangtung as a non-combat move, and the rest of these infantry were scooped up from Hunan Island and the island of Japan via destroyers and the remaining transports and dropped off here. And these 2 just drove down from Rihi 1-2. So that's how that sits. Let's see if we can't completely destroy China in 3 turns. Kind of want it to be quick so that you can do something else before everybody else builds up too much. So because I've already attacked everybody, nobody gets any new income bonuses. So we just got to do some rolls. So let's do a coastal bombardment in Hunan first. So 2 at 4. 1 hit. That's a nice first strike. 1 at 3 for the battle cruiser. Miss. And I got 3 regular cruisers at 2. Oh, 2 hits. Very handy. Alright, so that's 2 first strikes. So they had 4 defenders. Now they got 2. Alright, easy enough. Now let's get 2 fighters in there at 6, and that's the only 2 other hits I needed. They're done, so they're going to roll 2 in defense, and they get a 2, so they got and a 7, so they got 1 hit on me, and I have to take the hit on my amphibious, so I'm going to lose my regular marine. So there we go. Japan goes up $2, and the KMT goes down $2. So KMT to 5, Japan up to 23. Now this one up here is going to be slightly less complicated because there's no bombardments. So we've got 2 tacticals at 7. I got a 1 and a 7. I am going to target select an infantry because it defends better. So they're going to lose 1 of their 4 infantry. And they'll probably take something else on their own. I've already taken that 1 off. I'll just leave it up there. All right. Then I have 2 fighters at 6. That's 1 more hit, so it's 2 hits. Then I have 2 light tanks. They should be at 4, but it's mountains, so they're down to 3. And they both missed, and thankfully they don't run away, as they would have. 2, 4, 5, and 3 more. Alright, so I'm going to have all 8 of my attacking infantry roll together at 1. And I flukily got 1 hit. And then I have that 1 cavalry at 2 because it's in mountains. And oh, look at that, 4 hits. Alright. So the defender's probably going to lose 2 militia, 2 cavalry, and that 1 infantry I took off already. Because they defend the worst, but they're all going to roll. So 2 at 2 for the militia, they get a hit, and 2 at 2 for the cavalry, they also get a hit. This is going to get expensive. And we've got 4 infantry. Rolling at 4. And they got 2 more hits. So they get 4 and I get 4. Well, I get 5 for the target select. So they get 4. We're going to lose 3. And we're going to lose the cavalry too. There we go. I'd rather defend it afterwards. Alright, so that's round 1. And it's still mountains, so everything applies. So 2 tacticals at 7. Target select doesn't matter because they're all the same unit. 2 fighters at 6. And that's the 3 hits I needed. So they're going to roll 3 back, and they're going to get 2 hits. Brutal. So I'm going to lose these 2 of those, which means I only have 3 left. So I'll just do that. Along with 2 light tanks. And the plane's going to fly back to Korea. Alright. So that means the CCP goes down to 2. Japan goes up, and Japan goes up 1 to tie Germany at 24. Alright, so that's the only major changes here is Japan. It's gone up 3, and China has gone 2 to the KMT and 1 to CCP down. Alright, and next is the tech. Let's crank it up a little bit. There we go. So the only ones I got highlighted there with these other magnets is the ones that were successful. Germany finished stage 2 of artillery. The Americans finished stage 2 of long-range aircraft. They got all 4 of the ones they need for their achievement. British got advanced anti-submarine warfare and radar up 1 each. And then the Americans started attack transports, and the Japanese got it up to stage 2. Everything else was a complete fail. Alright, so that's that. And then finally, we've got January 39. Turn 6 is complete. And we're going to move on to July 1939, which is the technical start of the historical World War II. I don't know if I'm going to do that next turn or not. I'm going to have to check things out. I might be a turn or 2 away, or I might just pull the trigger and get it done. Anyhow, so yeah, that's it. Next turn, July 39, 1939, and I'm just going to write this down so I remember which ones I've done. Turn 6 complete.